Well, we are finally in the great North Maine woods, and Jason has discovered this is like popcorn poop. It's so dry. You know, I bet this would probably burn. These are moose scat, and wow, these are super dry, super light. This is a coyote track. There's one track, and there's the other track, and you can see it's headed in this direction down the road. Wow, smell the furs. In addition, we've run into a couple unforeseen pickles. The main one being the 4 feet of snow in the road. This is May, right? Isn't this May?
May 2nd.
Woolly bear caterpillar in the order of Coleoptera, not Coleoptera, Lepidoptera. All moths and butterflies are Lepidoptera. These caterpillars will often have, I think they're called turnkeys. They're like the hairs. Look at that. This is defense behavior when you touch them, right? Now, if you try to do anything, those little hairs might break off on you and they're an irritant. He's right next to the snowpack. Look at that. Right next to the snow. This is most likely a member of the Lepidoptera family, rabbits and hares. They're not eating this outer bark. What they're after is the inner layer called the cambium layer because it has some nutrients in it. And the reason it's up so high is you can imagine, you know, there's probably 4, 5, 6, who knows how many feet of snow they had up here, right? But whenever they were eating on this, the snow level was probably right here. Yeah, see if you get up real close to it. Oh wow, that works really good even on zoom. Like right up in here, you can kind of see little teeth marks from like the weasel family. A fisher, maybe. We have a clearing here, kind of a field, and we're bordered, and we're starting to go into mixed fir and hardwood, and this would be perfect for a fisher to bebop along in here. We've already identified that there was rabbit sign out there. Fishers will, you know, prey on rabbits. They'll also prey on squirrels and pine martens. And if you guys look behind me here, you'll see more. We've got kind of a regenerated growth here. That's really weird. It looks like eggs of some sort. I think those are eggs. Look at that. Wow. That is so freaking cool, isn't it?
Are they bugs?
I don't know what they are. I haven't seen them before. I don't know if it's from this morning or not, but you can tell it's a lot fresher than the other stuff just because it has a glistening, shiny appearance to it. You know, almost like it's varnished, right? So it's even slippery and it's moisture. And one way you can age some some scat is they'll get a crust on the outside. You know, it will start to dry from the outside in, right? Oh. So if you break it open, you can look and see how thick is that outer crust. Like this one right here, you can tell is really thin. It doesn't have hardly any crust at all. So, yeah, I mean, these are, you know, I don't know, anything from a few hours to a couple days. It's tough to tell this time of the year because it freezes at night up here, right? Oh. So there's no aging at night. And then even during the day, like right now, it's right next to snow. So this would stay in a state of fresh preservation for a long time under these conditions. Now if it got hot, it would start to dry out a lot more.
Like right here, it looks a little drier.
Yeah, and you know something, maybe it's getting more sun too, right?
Yeah.
When the sun moves down through here, you can see where the shadow line here is of the sun, so maybe that shadow line moves back. This is going to be, because this is west over here, so it might explain it. You could see parts, you could tell where the sun is by watching where the scat's been dried.
Yeah.
Well, I got a track here, but I mean it's probably a moose track, but I could see where somebody could see toes and shit in it. But I'm quite sure these, because see how wide they are apart. Mm-hmm. So they're about the width of a chest of a moose, and their stride's not super long. But of course, the snow would have been really deep in here. I bet you wouldn't have to go in there very far. You would disappear. Look at that. That is super thick. Alright, so my Sasquatch stand-in, Jason is going to go and... You do look like Todd standing. I'm going to call you Todd for the duration of the video. Alright, you're pretty much, when you get behind those trees, I can't see you. Like, hold still. Yeah, I can't see shit. I know you're there, but when you stop moving, I can't see you. Yeah, it looks just like the Turner hoax. Oh my God, what the hell is that? What is that? I don't know, what is that? The hell is that? Alright, so what we have here is a different type of moose poop, and what I just found on the ground is the only type of tick you're going to get up here. This is a swollen winter tick. These are responsible for a fairly high mortality in the moose population in the wintertime, because these things will just drain them dry. Look how, see, this thing's right full of blood. And if you were to take that blood out of there, you'd find it's from a moose. These things are nasty, 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 nasty little critters. Yeah, see, look at that. See that black blood coming out of there? Look at that. Gross. I hate ticks. Hate them. And over here, something really interesting. Did you guys see the, looks like a Acer saccharum, which is fancy for sugar maple with some polypores. Artist conchs on it. Look at that. That's beautiful. Awesome. You can tell that this is a, or I can tell this is a maple because I'm an expert. I actually am an expert. This is a sugar maple. You tap this in the springtime, you get the sap, which you'd have to boil down 40 to 1. 40 gallons gives you 1 gallon of syrup. Thereabouts. But this one's dead, and you can see these polypores. They're called polypores, people. You look up underneath here. Poly means many, and pores are these little tiny holes here. And every one of these holes is part of the hymenium layer. Actually, the gonads, if you will, of this creature, this magnificent. I'm in love with mushrooms. Of this thing right here, also known as the artist conch. And little spores come out of here. This is where they reproduce. They'll in the case of Dryden's saddle, they can produce, I think, 7 to 8 billion spores. One fungus organism is capable of reproducing more offspring than the entire population of human beings on planet Earth. How awesome is that?
Super awesome.
You don't look impressed, Jason. I don't know why I keep wanting to call you Justin. All right, look up. Jason, Justin, look up. Isn't that cool? Check it out. Wow. They go all the way up to the top. They're probably one organism. It's probably put the mycelium in here, and these are the fruiting bodies. All right, this is really awesome. These are fiddleheads. They're super early, but check it out. We could eat them. I can get one to break out. Oh, man, those are... That's what you refer to as a fresh fiddlehead. Now, fiddleheads will be super green. You can tell they're bright green. They also have a deep, I don't know if I can show this to you guys or not. They'll have this papery husk that you see kind of falling off. They'll also be deeply grooved on the inside here. Just one is. And when you taste them, they should have a fairly strong hint of like a green bean, a string bean. The damage by the rabbits in here is quite extensive. Look down here, all this white material has all been chewed on by the hares. And we are currently headed to this beaver pond that we've discovered down here. See what's happening there.